Good afternoon. First of all, it's a beautiful day here in Los Angeles. We've finally got sun. We've gotten beyond the June gloom that we talk about here. This is a very, very exciting moment for us, this being our 35th business anniversary. 15 years ago, almost 15 years ago, we were very proud to say that we initiated the first cosmetic service website on the Internet, and I think we're doing something here that's kind of pioneering in terms of showing you a trail, a business trail, to making some sense out of the social media. This is a very heady topic, obviously. This has a lot of complexity. This is a brand new frontier. And it's a frontier which is going to perhaps make you even more locked in, if you will, to some of your consultants, advisors that are working with you, and they'll have also locked them in together. Okay. Well, why should you get your news about this social media issue from Patients Unlimited? I think there's many of you out there that from across the country that maybe have not worked with us. So I'm going to do just a little information about us that perhaps will support why we feel we're qualified to provide this information to you. One, there is generic information available, but trying to extrapolate it and use it and apply it to your particular situation is going to be very, very challenging. I promise you that. The biggest thing is we want to provide is save you some time and also save you the expense, not just in money, but save you the expense of not making mistakes at making social media happen. This is a rage right now, and it's rolling very, very fast. Things are changing by the half week. We used to say by the year, by the month, and by the week. Now we're down to the half week. The biggest single issue that we want to be sure that you're aware of, that we are very, very aware of, for those of you that were around when we did our, again, ahead of the trends, talking about HIPAA and its implications almost 6 or 7 years ago, there's a lot of HIPAA issues going on here. It's very possible to shoot yourself in the foot. It's very possible to accidentally get hooked up on one of these networks that are passing patient data around, their pictures and their background information, that today perhaps instantly, but then when someone gets in trouble, you're in a litigious situation where you're being sued for making a mistake. So there's things here that we'll be covering that will help you avoid that. The other issue that I think makes us particularly qualified is because we've been doing major marketing plans now for a quarter of a century for cosmetic specialties, we know the ins and outs of your business. We know how your computers work. We know how your staff works. We know how the Internet works. So you can have an integrated solution and get the tools you need. So really, what is social media? You know, what is this all about? This word's popped up in our vocabulary, and we want to put some bounds on some boundaries on it. Well, obviously it's Facebook. Obviously it's Twitter. Obviously it's MySpace. But it's also your website. If your website has any degree of interactivity where people can give you information and you can give them back information or download information, it's basically social media. Google's Picasa, their photo sharing system, where you can actually create little clusters of photographs, before and after photographs, and be able to submit those to your friends and relatives, and for some of our clients who are using it for business purposes, that's also social media. And if you've used Picasa, you know it has an ability to make things private or not private, or public or not public. Any patient-hosted online educational webinar that we're doing, as an example, at Expansion now, they're entertaining having a patient sponsor an online educational webinar with a group of 4, 5, or 6 people where they're actually sharing it around with friends. So back to our session objectives. I'm certain that many of you, like myself, concluded when we heard about all of this stuff going on, we said, look, I don't want to get involved with more work. I don't want to get involved with blogging, or even for that matter, microblogging. I don't want to have my personal information going through the World Wide Web, this super information highway, and before you know it, all this information is being data banked and maybe backfires against me. So our objectives are really to show you how to set up your, and if you notice that word business profile is really what we'll be talking about. And we'll be limiting it to really business profile for actually Facebook. But we'll be talking about that. There's 2 important options we'll be also showing you that how you can use this social media to promote and advertise your practice without diving in deep and, again, going deeper than you want to go into. Now, here's something that's probably hard to perhaps conceive or really put it all together. But we're also going to be talking and introducing you to the concept that this social media is a new way to supercharge the search engine optimization results of your website. You can take the attitude that what you're going to do is kind of wait and see. Let's see what's going to happen. I'll make some decision if I'm going to get involved or not get involved. Well, unfortunately, for those that want to wait, you've heard the word squatters. There are people that are out there squatting, or that is obtaining key names, key search phrases, key elements that would allow you to be found on the Internet, which for many of our practices now accounts for 35 to 50% of every new patient they see. And once they're there first, that land is gone forever. So what do you do to get started? Well, we've got to register. Well, that's not really a very difficult process, it turns out. In fact, there's no secret code or secret handshake or a wink. All you need to do is put twitter.com in or facebook.com, and boom, you're there. So let's do that. Let's go to Twitter. Here's what you're faced with. No pun intended. Here's what you see. You see a sign-in sheet, and you want to have a username, and you want to have a password. I want you to start really with one page for now, and just kind of work your way through how to get it optimized and working for you. You want to also have, many of you have multiple websites, and and that represent different aspects of your practice. So which website address are you going to use? Now I'm saying these are things you want to think about before you go and fill out the form, because these are questions you're going to be asked. You want to look at some business location information. You know, where are you located? What best describes you in terms of where you are? You want to have a mission statement, or we all call it a bio. Kind of a Facebook page, and there's some basic questions that are going to be asked. And there's going to be, when you get to this point, this particular box is an important box. And what it does, it presents you an opportunity to categorize yourself. And again, we believe that this list is going to grow. We believe this list is going to grow. But for most of you, you're going to put yourself in the category of health and beauty. Lou, would that be the best one for them?
Yes. Of all of the categories presently available for 99% of the people that are online right now, health and beauty is the best category.
We, for this particular illustration, chose professional service. We would like to have something more specific than that, but at this time, there is not anything more specific. So here we are right now. We're faced with, let's see what we can do with this. Okay, so we just said, well, let's put our women's plastic surgery website stuff up. So we put a little bio, as I mentioned before. Let me see if I can get here. Excuse me. We put our little bio up there, which you can see right there under the picture there. There's some words, and that's our little bio. It tells you what we do. And we put our picture up. Said you had to have a picture. And as Lou corrected me, of course, there's the name that we put up there. And we said, okay, fine, we've got that going, and for right now, we're going to keep moving on. There's some more information we could put down here, but we didn't, so we didn't hit published. Now, supposedly this is real time, but it's not going to necessarily show immediately. And that might be kind of disconcerting. It might take as long as maybe a half an hour before it is actually loaded. There are so many people that are using the system that things are really going on heavily. Now, let's go one step further. We've published. And we said, okay, fine. Let's create an ad. Now, here's where we have an option. We can now create an ad, or we can have an ad that's placed on by Facebook on our page. So what happens here is, if you click this button here, you then move into the opportunity of creating an ad. Now, Lou, would you like to take it from there?
The title is the first thing that they will see. And then your message, 135 characters. Again, you want to think it through very carefully, because with that limited amount of characters, you want to make sure that what you say is going to cause them to want to click on that ad and go to the link on your page that then gives them the full information.